Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be this fun, bright sunset nail design. So I'm starting off with a bunch of colors. You can see I'm showing the colors in the gradient of how I'm going to be placing them on the nails. And by chance, all of these ended up being either Apres or nail order nails, gel polishes. I did not do that on purpose. I was kind of going based on the colors that I have. I showed in one of my videos how I have all of my colors on different swatch sticks organized by color. And I was just pairing colors together based on that. And somehow it just ended up all being Apres and nail order nails, which was, well, gels, which was super interesting. So this picture here is my inspiration for the nail set. I was looking for some pretty sunsets and that photo was just so gorgeous. So I am kind of inspired by that and emulating that in the photo. One thing I loved about that picture was how all of the colors really meshed together so beautifully, and the clouds really just overlapped all different colors, bringing everything together cohesively. So that was my inspiration here. As you can see, most of this video is going to be ombreing colors together because that's pretty much what a sunset is. It's just a bunch of colors gorgeously flowing into each other and just creating this beautiful mesh of beautiful colors. So on this first nail here, I am doing blue going into a beautiful light orange, which is going to be the start of our sunset as the sun starts dipping. And I am going to be doing 2 layers of ombre and everything on each of the nails because I find that with ombres, 2 layers is definitely the best way to go. Once you do the second layer, it kind of fills in any of the gaps that you might have between colors. And it's really simple to do an ombre just using an ombre brush that has like different lengths of bristles and just flowing between the 2 colors to blend them. How intensely you want the colors to be blended, how smooth you want the transition to be will all just depend on how much you blend with the brush. On the first nail, with blue blending into orange, blue and orange are like opposites on the color wheel. They do not blend very well together. So just a tip for if you're blending those kinds of colors, they can get muddy very quickly and start looking a little brownish. So between colors that don't really flow nicely, as you can see here, orange and pink go gorgeously together. They flow beautifully into each other. Pink and purple flow beautifully into each other. But if you're doing colors that sometimes have a hard time meshing, green and red, blue and orange, stuff like that, the less blending you do, the better, because it'll start turning a little bit brownish and muddy. So the best thing to do is try to do as minimal swipes as possible. And on these nails, I was allowing some of the stripiness that comes with this ombre technique to show through. So with this technique with an ombre, as opposed to doing it with some other kind of technique or tool, you can sometimes see the lines between the colors from the strokes of the brush. Now, if you wanted to get rid of that, you can just keep blending and blending and blending. Again, be careful with colors that don't naturally flow into each other, but you can get rid of that. For this look, I actually wanted those stripes. I felt like that would kind of give the effect of maybe some distant clouds in the background, colors softly flowing into each other with different like breaks in the clouds, and just seeing the different light through just different things that could be going on in the sky. So I think the stripiness in this set actually works really well. But of course, if you don't like that look, you can just keep blending. So for all of these nails, it's been pretty simple. I've just been doing a 3-way ombre on all of these nails, but for the last 2 nails, we're only going to be doing 2 colors on the nails because by the time we get to this point in the sunset, night falls really quickly. You know, like the sunset from blue to purple, like we're doing on this nail here, that can be really slow, that could take some time, but once the sun dips right under the horizon, darkness comes quickly and night falls fast. So I wanted to kind of bring that almost like abruptness, but not too abrupt, because we still want a nice flow, but kind of bring that effect into this set here. So as you can see, I'm only doing 2 colors. However, I'm bringing the lighter color from the top of the nail all the way through down to the bottom, as opposed to just blending in between the 2 colors and creating a gradient there. I'm actually taking the color from the top, you'll see for the second time here, and bringing that all the way through down to the bottom of the nail so that we get this really gorgeous blend of colors, and so everything really meshes nicely together, and it kind of creates almost the illusion that there are 3 colors there, but it's only 2, and it creates this really gorgeous mesh. If you wanted to add more colors in between, you can do that, of course, as well. How many colors you choose, how many colors to do on each nail, that's always a design preference and completely up to you. And I did the same thing for this nail that I did on the previous one. So just doing 2 colors, this gorgeous plum purple and then this like purplish, plummy, dark gray color for the nighttime and blending it all the way through down to the bottom. And I matte top coated because I'm going to be doing some nail art, and I think it is looking super, super cool so far. And what I wanted to do was just add some clouds. I think clouds in the sunset when the sun reflects off the bottom of them and that golden hour time is just so beautiful, and it really creates a stunning just masterpiece, very similar to that image that I showed in the beginning. That was the inspiration. I really wanted to add a bunch of clouds. So I'm using the colors that I used for the nails, just adding a bit of white to them so that it has this soft cotton candy effect and creating these fluffy clouds. I'm not being too precise with it. I want it to be very wispy and soft and ethereal, and I'm not adding too many because I don't want it to take away from the design, and I don't want this design to get too loaded up with the little added details. I just want the details to kind of enhance the look and really bring in the effect. You can see just that little extra color really brings in the drama without taking away from the look. So on this nail here, we are starting to get into twilight. Those first couple of stars are starting to peek through, so I'm just adding the tiniest little 4-pointed star and then going to use the dotting tool again to add a few. The last nail is going to get a bunch of stars, but this is just to commemorate or to I guess I'm blanking on the word, but to portray, I guess, like the northern star and those first few lights that come out. So now I'm going to be adding a few more stars. Again, for this set, I didn't want the accent details, like the stars and the clouds, to take up too much space. I just wanted them to really enhance the look. And while I'm going to be doing the stars over here, I just wanted to mention again that I'm super, super close to 1,000 subscribers, which is so beyond wild to me. And I do plan on doing some sort of giveaway when we hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone, which is super exciting. So if you would like to be able to win that giveaway, I haven't figured out all the details on what exactly I'm doing yet, but if you would like to be able to win, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And now we're going to finish off this set with some birds. And I decided to do the birds in purple just so that it wouldn't be too stark. I thought that adding black or even doing it in white would just be a little bit too dramatic. I really wanted to keep the white to the stars, so I figured adding the birds in a dark purple would just add this cool effect. And I'm going to finish this off with a matte top coat because I love how it looks in matte, but I figured I would show it here while I'm doing it so that you can see what it looks like with a shiny top coat in case you wanted to see how it looks. I think it's beautiful with the shiny too, but there's something about that matte that just makes it look like a gorgeous canvas painting that I love. And here is the final set. I love how the set came out. I think it's so dramatic, it's so bold. I really love the matte top coat. I think the clouds really add so much dimension to the set. Let me know if you prefer the matte or the shiny top coat. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you would like to be able to win in the giveaway, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!